Breaking tonight, major developments in the Ferguson case that has divided the country and sparked violent protests. A Fox News source just confirming that the federal investigation into Michael Brown's death is now complete and civil rights charges against Officer Darren Wilson are, quote, unlikely. So far, the DOJ not commenting. Andrew McCarthy is a former federal prosecutor and is now a National Review contributing editor. And so Eric Holder, strangely silent now that apparently his DOJ has concluded no charges against Officer Wilson are appropriate. What exactly have they concluded, according to these reports from the New York Times, and we have it as well? What exactly are they saying?
Well, what they're saying is what they could have figured out after the first hour or so of looking at this, which is that there's insufficient evidence to bring a criminal civil rights homicide case against this police officer. I think they've known that from the very beginning, and I don't think that that investigation is what this has been about from the first.
What's it been about?
Well, these cases are used as a pretext to do a broader investigation of the police department under a monstrosity known as the 1994 Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act.
This is about Big Brother getting involved in the Ferguson Police Department and the way it polices that city.
Right, as it has with respect to about 20 to 25 different cities across the country.
So basically, Eric Holder knows better about how these cops need to be policing their communities, whether they're racists or not, and you're contending has used this case and in other cities, similar cases, as an excuse to insert the federal government in an area in which it normally would not have jurisdiction.
Right. They come in with bells and whistles when the controversial shooting or other incident happens. They inevitably have to come back and say, as they've said time and again, there isn't enough evidence to do the case on this shooting, but we now have a broader inquiry into the police department. And what happens is the Justice Department has a $28 billion budget. They have superb lawyers, numerous superb lawyers, a limitless supply of superb lawyers.
Ferguson does not.
Right. And they throw these resources, and it's prohibitively expensive for cities and towns to try to litigate with them. So
Officer Wilson is probably getting good news that was expected because the bar to bring the case that they were looking at is so high. They knew they couldn't do it.
Right.
But they're in. Now they're in. Now Ferguson's going to have to deal with Eric Holder and answer questions like, why are you so white when the community is not? Right.
And they'll sign a consent decree, if passed as prologue, which will make them into an Obama-compliant police department. So things like stop and frisk, things that they deem to be excessive force, which many people might not think are excessive, and basically the pieties of the defense bar that a lot of these people come from will be applied to these police departments, and it will compromise the revolution in policing that's brought crime down across the country for the last generation.
Wow. No wonder Mr. Holder is not at the cameras. Andrew McCarthy, good to see you.